In case you didn't know, Michael Jackson is often called your favorite celebrity's favorite celebrity. The world knew him as an icon, the performer, the legend. But for Jaafar Jackson, he was just an ordinary Uncle Michael, the one who played with him like family. And these childhood memories would go on to shape the artist Jaafar Jackson would later become. He wasn't thinking about fame, he wasn't thinking about legacy, and he definitely wasn't thinking about playing Michael Jackson years later. To him, it was just family, just Uncle Michael, and those moments stayed with him forever.
This is your uncle you're playing too, which is wild. Jermaine is your dad.
Yeah.
What are your memories of your uncle?
I remember just growing up and we would have family time. You know, Michael would come over to where I was growing up at Havenhurst, and we'd have some days where we'd all get together, play family game day. We'd have wonderful times at Neverland and just playing hide and go seek, eating as much candy, going on rides, watching movies. It was all fun. The few that I have is playing hide and go seek up at Neverland, and just really such joy. And as a kid, I was looking at just having fun with my uncle. In those moments when I didn't think of that. It was just having fun, so pure. There wasn't any of that, oh, he's Michael Jackson. I wasn't thinking that in that moment. Definitely had those moments where I got to experience the family, man. Just the ordinary uncle who just loved to have fun and wanted everyone to have fun around, that was around him. And just, it was so driven in joy and that purity that just having a blast. So all of my memories were like playing hide and go seek, eating as much candy as I can possibly handle, and watching films and just having fun. That was all those memories that I can get drawn to, that I really cherish till this day.
Yeah, he seemed like one of those people who gave everyone that one-on-one interaction.
That moment. Coming from all memories of him, there were a few cherishable memories that I have that it was more so the emotions that come out of him, that more so than observing him with his mannerisms and things like that, but the effect he had, you know, if you were to walk in a room and how palpable that was, you'd be able to feel it. He wore loafers even when he wasn't dancing. And I think they just go with everything.
For those of you that were there when the Thriller music video debuted, could you guys share what your experience was watching that video for the first time?
My first experience, I ran underneath the dining table because I was scared after watching him transform into the werewolf. That's my first memory from this video.
I think that would have been similar to my first memory.
When I was a kid, and I just remember running under the dining room table, scared, hiding as soon as he transformed to the werewolf. So that's my first memory of witnessing Michael. I was very scared of that video, but then I would continue watching it. There was something about it that drew me back to it. I think as soon as they started doing the dance sequence, and I fell in love with that.
Is there any specific memory of your uncle that has been really with you in this process that has helped you bring him to life?
Like a personal memory? A few come to mind, but the most, you know, the one I cherish the most, I would probably say, is the last time I saw him. Is when we had a big family dinner for my grandparents. It was their anniversary, actually. And I just remember him hugging me right before he was leaving and just saying, I can't wait to see you in July. Because that's when he was going to London to do even more rehearsals for the This Is It. And we were excited to go see him. And I just remember him singing and just asking me some questions of how, you know, things I was doing at that time. But I really cherish that memory so much.
Interaction.
I had an amazing amount of memories that comes to my mind. You know, growing up, it's very few that I cherish. I would say it was very ordinary as you know, a nephew hanging out with their uncle. But for me, it was I have such a big family, so we'd have great times at Neverland, or we'd have family day at Havenhurst when he'd come over there, and there was just so much love and joy in those moments, and we were all just playing around, not realizing, you know, what was really going on, but just having fun. That was really the driving force, is just really having fun every time he was around and doing anything you wanted, really. If you wanted as much candy as you wanted, if you wanted to watch 5 movies back to back, anything you wanted, it was just so much fun in those moments.
And Jaafar, I felt like I was watching Michael Jackson. What is your favorite memory that you shared with your uncle?
It'll probably be playing hide and go seek up at the ranch, and I was around 10 years old, and it was just so fun and freeing, and just eating as much candy as I can possibly handle. I remember at that time, and I remember asking him, can I take the candy machine? Like, I asked for the whole machine. He said, of course, yeah, take it. So I actually went home with a full candy machine, and then I had bad stomachache after, but just those fun, normal moments, just having a fun time with your uncle. And at that time, I didn't think of it as, oh, that's Michael Jackson. It was just, it's a family day, and I had all my cousins there, I had siblings. Sometimes it'd just be me and one of my brothers there. But that's probably one of my favorite
An
memories.
uncle few that I have.
There's very few memories that I have that I cherish truly, and all of them were when I was very young. One of my favorites is when I first saw him on stage performing in New York for the first time, which was the best experience for me.
Smooth Criminal, hands down. That was the first one that I felt like I was watching. I don't know what I was watching. I just knew it was magical, especially once he does the lean. That blew my mind, seeing him do the lean, and I always thought he had superpowers, you know, as an uncle.
I absolutely do have some memories. One of my favorites is watching him perform for the first time, which was in New York for the 30th anniversary with my father and my other uncles. That was the greatest gift I can give, is to be able to see him perform. I'm so fortunate that I got to see that when I was about 5 or 6 years old.
Jaafar, what was your earliest memories of Michael as your uncle, but also as a performer?
Oh, as my uncle, just family day, having all my family come. It was like 40 plus family members, and then just having all my uncles there, having fun, eating a lot of great food. And then my first memory as him as a performer was seeing him perform, I think it was Billie Jean, but also with my father in Madison Square Garden during the 30th anniversary. That's when I knew, oh yeah, he's someone very famous. You know, as a kid, I didn't understand what that was until I got older.
Is there
I
any?
remember I was around 3 or 4 years old, always watching the Dangerous Tour in the living room, and my family would come in and say, how are you studying his moves? I'm trying to mimic his moves. And then I got into sports, but I always was very inspired by just how the videos and the artistry he had. And my very earliest memory was seeing them and when I was around 6 years old, and that really made me realize who they were, seeing my father and my uncles on stage.
That is amazing. Could you imagine? You know what I mean?
In 2001, on the 30th anniversary of the Jacksons, that's when I first saw them on stage. And hearing the crowd react to them when they first came up, it was piercing to the ear, but you felt the love and the love that the fans had for my family. I really felt it at that age, and I knew what it was.
And now you get to carry it on. All of you do that legacy for the world to see.
And after hearing all of that, it's clear these weren't just ordinary childhood memories. They were moments with Michael Jackson that never really left Jaafar Jackson. Now the question is, after hearing these personal stories, does this change how you see Michael Jackson as a person? Or do you think people are reading too much into it? Be honest, what's the one memory that stood out to you the most? Let me know in the comment section.